One of the greatest things that everybody desires is to be loved and to be needed. But we find that a lot of people are crying, heartbroken because of relationships. And so it's very sad that the situation is like that. But even if things are like that, we know that no man is an island. No one can live alone. We need each other. And so how do you find the right partner? How do you find the right partner, the one to stay with in marriage or whichever area? And there's some things that when we follow them, you find that the keys to finding the right partner are applying in relationship. There are things that we're supposed to observe if we're going to have people who are going to add value to our life. One of the things that I understand is that for men, there are many women out there, and for women, there are many men out there, but not every man qualifies to be your partner. So you need to look for people that, a person that really adds value to your life. And this, I think, is the bottom line. When you're with a person, you would look at yourself, are they adding any value to your life? Or they are toxic, they are a liability to your life, they're not adding value to your life. There are people, when you bring them into your life begins to lose value, and you begin to perform below your capacity. You need people who encourage you and bring out the best in you. And so most people choose people they want who will please them. You don't need a person who will please you. You need a partner who will challenge you, who will tell you, call a spade a spade. If you choose a person who will just always be saying yes to you and pleasing you even when you're not doing the right thing, you will not stretch. So you need a person who is able to challenge you. And there are most men, they want a person, a lady who will accept most of the things or all the things that they say. That's not true. And so how do you find the right partner? The first thing is that you'll never find a perfect partner. It doesn't exist. You'll never find Mr. Right, it doesn't exist. You'll never find Mrs. Right, she doesn't exist. You have to wake it out. It is by what you say somebody, you shape somebody. And so obviously there are other people who don't qualify even to be given an opportunity, because you are going in two different directions. But what you should know is that the person that you want, you have in your mind, in your heart, will only come to be after you work on it. So what God gives you, He gives you raw materials. He never gives you bread, He gives you flour. So out of flour you can make bread. He never gives you a cake, He just gives you flour. And so you give you a person who has not the capacity. If you work it out, they may become the way you want them to be, or they may become the kind of person you want them to be. And so you have to work on it. So if you want a person who is like this and like that, you need also to put in something. Meaning, God brings you work. So you find a person, they are not perfect, but on different areas you're able to agree and live together. So the keys to finding somebody in a relationship, you need to find a person who you're compatible with. Not necessarily a person who agrees you or who is the same as you are. But compatibility means you may have different opinions, you may differ on certain areas, but on average you are able to agree to disagree, because there's no relationship that doesn't have conflicts. So if you find a person, each time you're in it together you have a conflict, you can't resolve it, then quit that relationship, because there's no relationship that doesn't have conflicts. No matter how good you are paired, how well paired you are, you still have conflicts. And the more you get closer, the more you have a lot of disagreements that you have to amicably sort out. And so you need the people that are a person, a partner that will stand by you no matter what happens. And so the capacity to handle conflicts. How do they handle the conflicts? How does your partner handle the conflicts when you disagree? You find a person and say, I want this, and they don't want to strike a compromise. That's the challenge in the relationship. You cannot fulfill every desire that your partner has. And so if you find a person, she cannot accept certain times when you can't provide at a certain level, then there's a problem. That one is living in an imaginary life. So it is with a man. You can't expect your partner to do everything for you. There are some of your needs and demands that she may not meet because they are unreasonable or the time doesn't allow. So you need a person who can understand you. And another point that you need that to help you choose a good partner is your value system. You need a person whose value system almost agree. There are people where you don't like a life that is destructive. If you're a Christian especially, or you're a religious person, you choose a person who doesn't like the religion you're in or the faith that you're in, it will be problems. And so you get married, they tell you, I don't want you to go to church, I don't want you to go to this and that. A lot of marriages have broken down. And so marriage is not just about relationship, it's not about just about love. A lot of people say, as long as I love him, as long as I love her. Yes, love is very important, but the truth of the matter is, if you can't agree, no matter how much you love each other, you'll not stay together. So there's need for compatibility. Even if those people don't pray, they are not religious people, the key is compatibility. So are you able to accept the behaviors and the things that a person has? And if a lot of people marry saying, I'm going to change this person, you can't change a person. They can only change themselves. So you should be willing, if you marry a person, there's something you've seen in them, you should be willing, you make a decision, say, I'm going to live with you, even the way you are. But marrying somebody with the hope that I'm going to change this girl, I'm going to change this man, it has never worked in most instances. Somebody is drinking and you say, I'll change them. They say, you found me while I was drinking, so what has changed? Why should I change today? So you make a decision, be willing to go along with it. And even God doesn't force people to change. So if you take somebody in, be willing to live with them just the way they are. And mostly, sometimes the situation may even become worse and worse. And so how do you choose some of the challenges, like for a man choosing a woman? There are women that are just no-go area that you shouldn't go to. And these are some of the women that you shouldn't go to, and you should do all your best to avoid them. They just waste your time. Sometimes you move from one relationship to another, and you find it is not going anywhere. One of the areas that there are women who are what we call career or occupational women. She's just focused on her career. She just wants to succeed. She wants to get things, and she doesn't have time for the relationship. She doesn't have time for love. No matter what you do, our focus is our job. Our focus is just, she don't want to make money, millions and so on. Such, you can't stay with that person in marriage. I'm talking so much on finding a good spouse or a wife or a husband or whatsoever. So for a man, if you find a woman, she's so much given to her career, it's a challenge. You need to find a woman who's productive and ambitious. That is good. She must have a vision. That's wonderful. But she must find time for the love and for the relationship. And this is the problem that we have had in our society, modern society. A lot of marriages are breaking down, families are going separate ways, because sometimes one of the members of the family just values his work so much. If a woman values her work so much, you find that where her work demands that she transfers to another place, even when her family will suffer, she'll just do it. And that's a problem, because I believe that there is no place that must be more treasures than your family. And a career woman can sleep around with people. If she focuses her joy, she just wants to succeed. She can sleep with people in order to get her promotion, because her value is not her marriage, even if she's married. But a principled woman who is married, she values her marriage, she values her love so much. When her love is threatened, she would rather quit that job. And so, look at a person. If she's a career lady, there are others that are good, but there are some that are just too obsessed with their job. They just want to get things done, and that's all they want. And these are focusing on materialism. All she wants is money and the likes. You don't need a person who wants materialism. You need a person who can stand by you and who understand that there are better things in life than just work and career and the likes. And I know some women who are career women, they wonder why men can't settle down with them. But the problem is that they think having too much wealth and money can replace a man. You can't replace a man. You can't replace love. You can't replace, no matter how much you have. There is need, if you really need to be loved, give love a time. The way you value your work, value also your love and the opportunity that you have to be loved. So if she's a career woman, you may have those challenges and the likes. Another type of women that you don't need a player. There are ladies that are player. She's good, she knows how to play her cards, she looks good, she always focuses on her wardrobe, and on her looks. She'll buy, she'll go to the extremes just to have the best clothes. Her focus her looks, but she doesn't mind how she gets her things. And because she looks nice, she looks like a star. Everywhere she goes, everyone wants her. So she just takes you to be one of her boyfriends, one of the men that she's going out with. You can't settle down in such a woman. She doesn't want to settle down. If you force her to settle down, you'll settle down. But once you're in love, you're married, she will still be going out with other guys. So leave her alone. If she's a player, leave her alone. She doesn't want to settle down. And unfortunately, this has nothing to do with age. A person can grow and grow, but they still have a mentality of a prayer. They don't believe, they have a disorder. They don't believe that it's possible to have one partner. Leave that person. And this is so, if you're involved in a relationship and you find that, well, at least you are dating somebody to a level where you have gone, you have crossed the border, you have crossed the lines, you have approached the parents, you're even in courtship, you find your partner is going out with another person. You have no guarantee that they will stop doing that. The best is, those are danger signs, just leave that person. Even if you may feel pain that you have to leave that person, but it will help you so much. It's better to go separate ways before marriage than to continue with marrying somebody you know you can't trust anymore. So that's the danger with a player. A player, she's only interested in what you have. And you must be careful. A lot of women will chase after a man if he has some things. It's difficult to find a good woman, but when you have money, money can attract even wrong women. They'll just follow you because of what you have. And this is the problem of our world. People use people instead of loving people. So some people follow you because of what you have. So be careful. And it's unfortunate that sometimes people, you leave a partner that you've gone out with for some time and you've proven that they love you, their character is good and everything is okay. And you say, because I've got a lot of money now, I have to change my class. Who told you that the class has to do with how much the girl has or how much the man has? There are people who have so much success, but they don't qualify to be in a relationship because they are immature. They can't handle a relationship. You don't need a person because of what they have. You need a person you'll be able to live with in the relationship. And this is very, 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 very important. And there are also other guys who marry a person because of what she has. They run after women who are rich, women who have got some advantages. This is so much a problem because if you're going to a woman because of what she has, when you find somebody that your heart loves, behind her, you'll be going out with somebody. So it's not good. And if you're a man, you need to know how to fight. Quite okay, things may not be okay, but push. Let it be seen that you are responsible enough, at least you're doing something. And all women, they want a man who is responsible. So be responsible and do everything you can. Another type of women that we may talk about, we talked about the prayer. We talked about even a woman who's been disappointed before, who is carrying the baggage of the past relationship. Maybe she lost the partner she had, or they separated. She still have bitterness. Be careful with those, because if she has not healed from it, you will not enjoy the relationship. She will be condemning you and punishing you for what she went through in the past. So if you are a lady, get healed so that you don't punish people. You say, oh, men are liars. That's not true. It's only that man who cheated you, who deceived you. There are some guys who are okay. So if a woman has not yet recovered from the past things that she went through, you'd do better. You'd save yourself by letting her first heal before you can go out with her. And if she has bitterness, it also reflects in you. That's why those that are maybe single mothers or those that have been divorced, they've been married before, mostly they will find that there's that bitterness concerning the man they lived with. He dumped her. She has good reasons for doing that, but if she has not healed from that, it is not good for you to be in a relationship with her. She's not ready. Her heart is not yet ready. Her heart is still with the past man. Her heart is still disappointed, broken, and she doesn't want to heal. So that's the challenge. But for women, if you've been disappointed before, get healed fast. Don't punish innocent people because somebody disappointed you before. Then you begin to do bad things. Another one is a prostitute. You don't need to marry a prostitute. A woman who can easily give herself out. And this is the problem. If a lady gives herself out, she's not principled, she'll do the same to other people. There are women who think they can be loved by giving out sex. And I think, as a man, I think men, when you get it, you sleep with a lady and she does it anyhow, you begin to feel some other things. And so it's important that a woman is reserved and not a woman who is so cheap that she can sleep with anybody. Now that turns into prostitution. And a woman who gives herself so much, it means she doesn't have confidence. That's why we need a woman who is confident. She knows that I can be loved even if I've not given out my body. You're just in a relationship, you're not married. And why should you demand a lady to be sleeping with you continuously and so on? So there should be at least sex, cohabiting and the likes. Has been discovered that it is even a disadvantage to the lady side. So by sleeping with a person, it doesn't mean you tend to love them. You may think you love them. And sometimes if you sleep with a lady, you may become emotionally attached to her. Even when she doesn't look beautiful in your standard, you still say she's a wonderful lady because you sleep with her. So it can disturb your judgment. Sex can disturb your judgment. You can begin to accept even and tolerate things that you're not supposed to tolerate. You don't need also a liar. Some people are chronic liars. They keep lying. They lie about she has got 3 children, but she's lying. She doesn't have a child. She's lying. She's going out with people. She's lying about different things. I've met people who have cheated and who have deceived, and when you discover, you just find out everything was just a lie. So if you discover somebody is a liar, leave them out. You cannot change them. Others are wasters. They're just time wasters. They come to waste your resources. So if she's just there, every time she calls you, she's giving you bills to spend. She might just be there to use you. She has somewhere where she has love, true love. But you are the one. Sometimes she may be even taking your man and giving it to another man. So choosing a lady, you need to be well. Choose also a lady who is productive. Don't choose women who are lazy. She must be somebody who is able to do something for her own. She must have a vision. She must be somebody who can work, somebody who has a purpose. You don't need a woman who ceases to live just because you are in her life. She should be ambitious and have a vision and a dream. And I believe that when you choose a woman who comes into your life, according to the Bible, a woman should come to support you. Proverbs 31 woman. That woman does not exist. You're supposed to help her out. You may not find a woman she's complete in all things. For you are not perfect as well. But you need to find a woman on average who add value to your life. Don't somebody say, don't marry a knife. When a lot of people that are successful, it is because their marriage also helped out. If you marry a person who doesn't have a vision, who is lazy, they may bring their laziness to you. So you need to find a person who has the purpose. Not necessarily who have so many things, but a responsible person. A responsible person can be known even when they have much or they have less. And a lot of people sometimes, you want to marry a person because of their education. I've seen that marriage is a different world altogether. And this is why we have a problem. If you marry a person because of their education but their character is not okay, the marriage will not work. And I've seen people who have left their wife, their educated wives, they are going for a woman who's just selling things on the street, and she doesn't have even an education, but she knows what a man needs and she takes care of him. So you need a woman who makes you feel who makes you feel important, not a woman who doesn't value you. There are women who despise you, even in the relationship. You can see that she disrespects you. She doesn't give you any place. Other men come, she goes with other men. She doesn't regard you anyway. And you don't need that woman. A woman who you always be begging her. You need a person who is also interested. She's also putting in something in the relationship. And that's for men. And for women, one of the greatest things you need from a man, you need a man who can commit. You don't need a man who is immature. There are people who don't want to commit. If a person doesn't want to commit, no matter what you try, if you try, you tell them, this, I expect this, they don't do it, move on. Some people will not marry you even if you stay 20 years in relationship with them. They're just there to waste your time. And so, some keys for relationship we understand is that every relationship is based on your motives. What is the motive for going into the relationship? If you have wrong motive, then the relationship may produce wrong things. Don't go into a relationship because you want to get money from the relationship, because you want to get some advantages from the relationship. You should go into a relationship because you want to contribute something. You want to make somebody happy. You have your own happiness. And this is the rule. If you're never happy before you get into a relationship, you'll never be happy even after you get into a relationship, until you change yourself. Because happiness comes from you. If you don't have joy or happiness in yourself, you cannot get it from another person. So this is all about changing yourself. When you change yourself, the world around you will become better. Some of the people, you marry a person, you think that is a bad person. It's not a bad person. Just your attitude are bad. You are not thankful. You don't appreciate the person that God has put into your life. So in the relationship, even when we say in the world it's difficult to find good people or a partner, you don't necessarily need the best people in the world. You need a person you can live with, that can take you to the next level. You can walk this life together. But love is there, it's available. The problem is that you don't know where to find the other person. Give people a test. Sometimes you just have to give people a test. Many people say love is blind. Love is not blind. You need to give people a test. Check how are they faring in your relationship. If they fail in the relationship, then don't go on and tie a knot with somebody, because you are desperate. It is better to be alone. You can be alone but not lonely. A lot of people go into relationship with wrong people, or because they feel lonely. You can be alone but not lonely. The person you allow in your life affects you. Say, if you move with the wise, you become wise. So it's one of the opportunities. Are you a lady? Are you a man? Make sure you pray about it. Make sure, even after you have prayed, you check, you put a test. Does this person qualify? Are they responsible? We're not talking about riches. Riches, you can have millions and millions just go down. That's why it's wrong to marry somebody. If you're a man, you marry because you believe that you've got some money so you can take care of this child. This way, if she married you for your money, in case your job ends, then the marriage will end. A lot of people lose their marriages after retirement. Why? Because maybe they married you because of the job you had, and so that's the problem. Marry a person who will stand with you even in difficulty times. Life cannot assure you that everyday things will be the same. We've seen millionaires, things sometimes go the wrong way. We've seen people who had successful careers, but they meet some things along the way. You need a person who is determined to stay with you and be with you, not who are there for your money. So choose a person because you know they will be with you, and don't hide anything. Be frank with people. Let people know what you carry. Don't pretend. Let people know the true you, so that if they are to make a choice to be with you, they'll be with you. God wants you to have a good life in marriage, my brother. God wants you to have a good life in marriage, my sister. You've been praying for a long time and you didn't know. Sometimes you've been dating this guy, but he doesn't propose you. Talk to him. If he doesn't do anything, move out, because he may be wasting your time. There are people who are time wasters, and it's unfortunate that some people do that. But you need to make a decision and move on. So love is a blessing. It's good to love people. It's good to be loved back. But a lot of hearts are broken because of love, and some could have avoided those things, but because they were too much taken by love, that they went ahead and went into a place that would destroy their life. So mind the people that you allow into your life. Don't force people into your life. And sometimes there are some of you are dating somebody, you can even see that you are the one forcing things. Don't force somebody. You can't force. How long are you going to force that person? How are you going to force that woman or that man to love you? If he doesn't love you, leave it. There's somebody who loves you. There is value for you. Sometimes if you have been disappointed, you go this way, that way, things don't happen. You begin to feel like nobody can love you. I want to tell you, there is a partner for you, and I just pray God will bring a partner into your life. Now, when you go out and you say, I want to find a partner, if you are obsessed with that, you'll find that if your focus is too much on that, you find that you may have challenges in that. Sometimes most people have met love and encountered love. While they are busy doing other things, then love came their way. So sometimes keep working on yourself, improving yourself. There are people who want a good man, but then they don't have good behaviors. There are people who want a good woman, but then they don't have good behaviors. So if you want a good partner, be good first yourself, because you attract who you are. You attract who you are. Because when people stay with you, they will see the capacity that you have. So before you can talk about that, you need to develop yourself. Be busy on your job, be busy on achieving your vision, be busy on something, then the relationship will come in along the way. If the people that you meet, they come as seeds. So be willing to develop a nature friendship. And sometimes people marry their friends. You don't just necessarily desire that you marry a person, but as you're with them, you come to discover some similarities and there are forces of attraction at play. Then you get together. And this has worked well. But whichever way God gives you, I know others, they have found their partners online, they have found partners in different places. There is no best way. It depends on how God leads you. And it's my prayer that you will live a better life and avoid toxic relationship. Every person has got value. Don't stay where you are not valued. So if you're in a relationship, you are not valued, the person you are always begging and it seems like you can't go anywhere. There's some people who value you. No matter at what age you are, there's somebody that loves you. There's somebody that will embrace you. And I pray that God will connect you to people that will embrace you. And I know the foundation of a marriage is the relationship. So the relationship can predict what kind of a marriage you are likely to have. So if you have a relationship that doesn't show the values of a good family, then you're not going to go very far. You need a person who will sacrifice for the relationship. A person that will defend the relationship from the relatives and so on. Because people will come in and friend talk against you, but you need to protect. The two shall become one. So if you become one in marriage, even while it's in the relationship, you need to look, does this person defend you also? You need to work as a team. Not 3 visions and 4 visions in one family. So marriage is something that is very, 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 very important. And it's not good. You marry, again you divorce, you marry and you divorce. Ask people who have gone through divorce. They will tell you, I wish I'd waited long enough until I found a partner that was compatible. So waiting is worth it if it will lead you to get a better person that you'll be able to live with. But you'll never find a perfect person. Even if you are meant to be together, sometimes you have to sacrifice, and it's a give and take. Don't blame a person if you're already married that person is not perfect. You are also not perfect. So work it out. And sometimes all you need is not to change a person. Just accept the other person the way they are. You find that you begin to understand, and your love for them will increase as you focus on the good of another person. Love is good. You know, love has caused the world to go in different levels. Love is a great motivation. When you have somebody that loves you, you'll be able to achieve so many great things. You need a person who can pat you on your back. You need a person who can say, I'm there for you. I love you no matter what it takes. I'll be with you during the sun, during the cold. I'll be with you and I'll stand with you. And I believe that God will give you somebody in your life that you'll be able to demonstrate and live a life of love. There are other people that have passed through maybe rape, mistreatment. Those are difficult to love because even when you love you, they may still have emotional problems or spiritual challenges. So it's just my prayer that they get the healing and they can stand and do well. So all in all, it's not difficult to find love. There are many people who are looking for love. May God connect you to your lover. It could be a woman, it could be a man. I know it's never too late for God, but keep working on yourself and developing yourself. God will take you there, and it's my prayer that you have a good family. You'll be able to move forward. One of the things that I usually remember discussing with my friend, he always asked me, say, what are the things that you need most from a wife or a partner? I said, for a lady, what you need more is a submission. You need a lady who can believe in you, a lady that can submit, a lady, because in the family setup, there are times when you have to make decisions contrary to the expectation, but there's need, somebody must agree and follow through with the decision that happens. Then you need a person who believes in you. That's one of the keys. I think you need a person who believes in you. You don't need a person who look down on you, a person who doesn't believe in your vision. That could be for men and women, but I'm talking to a man. You need a person who believes in you. You know, most men, we have achieved greater things because of women in our lives. Because a woman comes to you and says, you can do it. I know you can do that. and you find that you do more. So, but if a lady always speaks badly, does not believe in you, it means you not achieve your vision. So you need a woman that believes in you. You need also a woman, like I'm saying, that is loyal, that is willing to submit. You also need a woman whose character can accommodate you. There are some people who are good, they look beautiful, wonderful, they want you. There are some people who want you, but you don't need them. So you must be very careful. Don't take everyone who throws themselves at you that you deserve them. There are some people, they are throwing themselves at you, but you can't live together. You are incompatible. So you need to say no. For example, if you don't drink and the other person drinks, and you know you can't live with a person who drinks, automatically just say no, we can't live together. It's not that those people are bad, but you can't just live together because your values are different. And so this is very, very, very important. Let's build our relationship on the foundations that work. There are people who say love is blind, but you realize when you live together that love is blind. You are affected by how a person lives. And it's my prayer, some of you made maybe wrong decisions before. You went into a relationship, you forced somebody. You went into a relationship, you didn't consider their character, you didn't consider some of the habits. And sometimes it's good, you live with a person for some time, you go to their home, you visit them, you talk together, you discover how they behave outside the normal places where you meet, so that you know the real life that a person lives. And there are people, you know, sometimes when you meet in these other different eating places, somebody may look like they are rich, they are wealthy, they are good, maybe they are ever smart or clean, whatever. But when you go to their home, and you may find that the true picture will come to you. So a lot of people, they discover they married a strange person because the person they were seeing was just performing. So do all things you can. Somebody said you need to test people when you're in a relationship. How do you test them? Don't tempt them. Testing is that you need to give standard and see if they pass those tests. One of them, are they faithful? One of them, are they responsible? You check. Are they, is that person ambitious? Are they concerned? Are they working on themselves? Are they willing to change what they are going through now? If they are not, they will bring the same problems in the relationship. So love is important, but love has got eyes. So you look at a person with the eyes of love. The eyes of love also, be willing to forgive other people. You never find a perfect person. You only find a mature person. One must be mature and willing to love you. I wish you find your partner that you've been waiting for. And sometimes start relationship. There are people who want to be married, but they don't want to be in relationship. Start in relationship. When you start a relationship, you discover how a person is. If you discover it works well, thank God for that and move on. But if you are not willing to be in a relationship, it's a problem. There are other people can't find their partner because the devil fights their destiny. The devil knows that when you find your true partner, you will receive favor from God. And if two people work well in a marriage, they can do anything on earth. The devil will try to fight you in choosing your career, so you choose a wrong career. You also don't choose God to be your God. You also choose a wrong partner. When you have these areas or one of these areas in the wrong way, they need to affect you. But I pray that God will help you to choose the right career. You also make God your God, and you also choose a partner that will add value to you. It's never too late. God loves you. May you have a good partnership. God says He made a suitable helper. So you need somebody that is suitable for you. What may be suitable for another person may be not suitable for you. So open your eyes. Don't think with your emotions. It's not about just loving somebody. It's not that you should marry everyone you love. There are a lot of people who say, because I love this person, so I have to be with. There are people you love that may not be in the will of God for your life. And I was just one day just looking at it. Say, don't make decisions based on love and fear. Love could be an emotion as well. It may change at some time. You should look, can we live together? Yes, I love this person, but is it going to work? There are people you love, but they don't love you. So if you move on and you be with them, it will not work. So it's about loving somebody. But again, it's about, can it work out? Can you be together and live with that person? It's also, you don't force a person to love you. There's nothing you can do to make a person love you. So don't try to force yourself on somebody. You need somebody who loves you also. Relationships are a blessing. If you have been disappointed before, forgive the ones who have done you wrong and move on. And don't compare two people. That's the problem we have most time. You compare the other partner you had with the one that you have now. That will be bringing in problems. Every person is unique. You find that the other partner may do what that other person was not doing because they are all two different people. So look at the goodness of the other person and dwell on the goodness. Build on the strength of that person. Don't focus on the weakness. And develop, try to bring out the best in the person that you're dating. Try to help them out, become a better person. Try to help them out, see what the good that they're not seeing in themselves. And you find that when you help her, you will be the one to benefit. I believe God is with you. He's the author of relationship and marriages. That if your heart was broken before, stand up again, love again, and start again. God bless you. Thank you.